Okay, oh wait, that's the wrong thing. Okay, hello guys, today we're making Sprunki on Sketch. And this is part 10, how to make it. So on the part 10, you're gonna do the costumes of OWACKX and Sky. And don't worry guys, this is just a tutorial, okay? Don't worry, it's just a tutorial. So on the tutorial, you're going to do the tutorial. So this is just a tutorial of it. So we did this. And we have this icon right here. We have that loop deep. See, it looks like an icon. Okay. So first, what we have to do here, and yeah, let's keep going on the loop deep. Now we're gonna put the no loop deep block. We're gonna put the no loop deep block. So what we have to do, we're gonna do forever loop. And when it's no deep, then it stops all sound. Because why? Because it says no deep. So no deep. Now let's just put the if and else. Now if else. So that the if else can fit. Now change y back to. Let's make a new block. And I'll call it loop. I'll call it loop. I just call it loop play deep. Okay, loop play deep. So actually no, let's just I'll just call it play deep. Okay, just play deep. Okay, play deep. Okay, play deep. Now we got the play deep right there. And yeah, let's put the forever loop. So on the play deep. Now what we have to do, is here. Now when it plays deep, it plays sound. And that was like it. Now create a clone of myself. Okay, create a clone of myself. And now delete this clone. That means copy of myself. Okay. Now we're just okay, we're just touching. Okay, touching. Okay, touching loop. So we're touching loop now. While you like Jackie. When you like here, no, wait, you like the Alex. Now 24 coins. We're just gonna put the and right there. Maybe that can fit on there. That can fit on there. Okay, play loop deep. Now I got the loop deep right there. And yeah, let's paint it bright. And here, I'll call it, okay, okay, here, I'll call it, I'll call it OWACKX. So we're gonna just call it, okay, OWACKX. So this is gonna be a OWACKX. Actually, no, this is gonna call the cube. This is the cube. It's gonna be the cube. Okay, cube. Okay, and that's our cube. Now we need to make our cube. Now I remember you will need an outline on the cube. Now on the cube, we got to make it red, because on the cube you're gonna do it. So this is what the cube looks like. Now we're gonna make our cube. And this is what our cube looks like. Okay, copy and paste. Copy and paste it. Got put it right there. Now copy and paste. Okay, copy. And that's our thingy. Now the thingy, it's gonna be the thingy. And that's our cube. We're gonna make a sound on the cube. So first, delete that pop sound. The pick a sound, maybe a loop. Wait, this can be our cube. Lastly, no, let's just delete that sound. Now, save project. Okay, pick a sound. Okay, lips. Wait, this one. Okay, what? Okay. Now,
Yeah.
Okay, we're just, guys, awesome. Bro. This can be our thing. Okay, this can be. Okay, this can. Okay. Okay, this. Okay, this can be the sound of our copy, and that's our cube. Maybe 200. Can be 200. Maybe I sleep. Now what's inside a cube? We're going to do one flag clicked. Then we're going to do. Now when I receive, let's make a new message, okay? Here, I'll call it cube. I'll call it cube sound. Okay, cube sound. Now I got the cube sound. Now broadcast cube sound. Now switch to costume 1. And let's make a costume 2, Leslie. We don't need that costume 1. So duplicate and the costume. It's gonna be another cube. So delete that. Okay, this is gonna be another cube. And this is gonna be another cube. Leslie. This could be a cube. No, that's our cube. We got to make it small. That's our cube. Now got to group, copy and paste. Gonna make this. Gonna make this blur. Now gonna put right there. We have it, you see? Make it backward. Now it's gonna be inside the cube. Not the cube. Gonna make it group. That's our cubes. Now let's start coding. So switch costume to costume 2. Then we're gonna make a new block. Here, I'll call it, how about this? I'll call it cube 2. Okay, cube 2. Now we set it to cube 2. And we also need a number. Now we're gonna say it 2. Now cube 2, 2. And we're gonna set it to 90. Because why we need 90? Because we're just doing that, so we're just copying 90. Okay, now let's make a, now we're gonna put the weight. Okay, wait 0.9 seconds. Then we get play sound squish pop. Now let's make a new variable. I'll call it, how about this? I'll call it reset cube. Okay, reset cube. Now the reset. So we got the reset cube that are all resets that the cube can do the costume to and play the sound when it's done. So we're just gonna do that while I just do this. Now reset cube. And then we just gonna put settings. Now we're gonna set the reset timer because of the reset timer. Now on the cube, we turn around. Now switch costume to costume 1. And now let's do the forever loop. Let's see if and let's make a block named spin, okay? So spin. Okay, spin. Now on the spin tool, we're gonna turn around it. Now go to X. Then we put the spin block right there. Now switch costume to costume 2 when it spins. So switch when it spins, it's in costume 2, and when you touch it, it becomes costume 2. So glide. Now we're gonna set the glide to sprite. Glide mouse pointer. We're gonna set the glide. We're gonna set the glide to 250. Now it can work. Now we're gonna, we're gonna, now we'll change Y by 10. Now let's see if it works. Now when this touches this, it went. So when this touches one, now point and direction. Then switch costume to costume 1. See, when it changes Y by, then it becomes costume 1. Got it? We're gonna set touching mouse pointer. Now we're gonna set the reset timer block. Then we put the spin. We put the spin right there. Now let's spin. Now let's put the forever loop. Now it can work. Let's Okay guys, I just come back when I was done, okay? So bye for now. Okay, hello guys, we're back. Now what we have to do here is, okay, wait a minute. Let me check real quick. Okay, some other things. Okay, now what we have to do, let's do the forever. Now let's put the if else. Now it can work. Can now we're gonna set the block, but it jacks. It needs to be jackable when it jacks. We're gonna set the height to sprite because when it hides. So hide, then forever loop. So the cube, it's gonna hide. Now wait until. Then reset timer. Got set the reset timer. Then we put the spin and put right there. Now we put that cube to 90. Now it's gonna hide. And let's set a variable name. I'll call it key press. I'll call it key pressed. Key pressed. I'll call it key press. But I'll just only call it key, okay? Now key. Now set. Key. We got set key. Set key to 0. then reset cube to 0. Okay, now let's see if it works. Wait, didn't I set the show? Oh wait, I forgot to show. Yeah, I forgot to show. Sorry guys, it was an accident. So I did it. So that's the one flag clicked. Forever loop. Okay, if else and if. Then switch costume to costume 1. Then show. Let it show. Okay. Let it show. I'll switch costume. Costume. Switch costume. Just setting the costume. How about this? We're not gonna set the draggable. We're only just gonna set the draggable when it's costume 2. Okay, how about that? Let's see. So let's do, how about this? Let's do one flag clicked. And also we need to let it show because I let it hide right here. Then switch costume to costume 1. Then if else now equals 90 and equals 0. Now switch costume to costume 2. Then set drag mode to draggable. Now let's see if it works. But wait, it's not doing it. When it and let's make a block name open cube, okay? So open cube. Actually, no, let's not set that word. Let's make a prize. Now it's gonna open the cube. What's in the prize? Now we got the costume tree. Okay. We're just doing that. Okay. Okay, do this. Okay. Okay. Do this. Okay. Okay. Okay, do this. Okay, wait a minute. No, we're gonna press the O. And you want to see what's inside. Now let's start coding. So let's do one flag clicked. Now switch costume to costume 1. So there's 6 costumes, right? Now wait 0.1 seconds. Okay, 0.1 seconds. Now on the cube, we're gonna set the head. So on the cube, we're gonna set the head. Wait. It needs to be costume 3, not costume 2. Okay, we're just doing a wait 0.1 seconds. Now switch costume 4. Let's see if that works. Now wait 0.1 seconds. That's and it works. You'll see that. Now switch costume to costume 5. Then wait 0.1 seconds. Okay, 0.1 seconds. Okay, 0.1 seconds. Let's see if that works. Now switch costume to costume 6. Then wait 0.1 seconds. Let's see if that works. And it worked. You see that? Let's put it right there. How with this? Let's just now play different loop. We gotta set the play different loop. Now we're gonna set the drag mode to draggable. Now let's see if it works. When you click it, maybe we just gonna put the drag mode right there. Now it can work. Now let's see if it works. See, if you click it doesn't work. Now click, it doesn't work. An open prize. We're gonna open prize. gotta do. I just got to. I'll just remove this. Okay, let me remove this. Go. Okay. And it becomes that thingy. Now we're gonna do the costumes of OWACKX and Sky. So first what we have to do is go to here. Let me see. Okay. Okay, duplicate. Okay, no. Maybe 6. Maybe 6 can be good. Oh, what did I do? Now duplicate. It's just gonna sit down. Okay, duplicate. Okay, duplicate. Okay, now let's start coding on OWACKX. Now let's start coding. So, switch costume to costume 2. Wait, that's 4. It needs to be 2. Now let's see if it works. And then, wait, 0.1 seconds. Okay, switch costume to costume 4. Okay, so now, okay, switch costume to costume 5. And wait 0.1 seconds. Now switch costume to costume 6. Then wait 0.1 seconds. Now switch costume to costume 7. Then wait 0.1 seconds. Okay, seconds. Okay, not seconds. Okay, now switch costume to costume 8. Now wait 0.1 seconds. Now switch costume. No, wait 0. No, switch costume to cost 10. Then wait 0.1 seconds. Okay, now let's do the code of OWACKX. So when flag clicked, then go to X. OWACKX. Let's make a variable. Here, I'll call it fair. Not fair, fair it. So you're gonna do the fair, and that's why the wax position works now. Where I set the A right there. Didn't I set the B right there? Oh yeah, I forgot the B. Right now, I'll set A to 0. Now let's make a list. I'll call it no polo. No polo. And we don't need another one. We only need one. Now add no polo to 20. So on no polo it's 20. And on the beanie. And let's make a new block. How about this? I'll call it play loop de loop. Play loop. Okay. How about this? I'll just play loop deep loop. Okay. I got the block right there. Okay, play loop de loop. Now on the play loop de loop, we're gonna play sound. Let's do switch costume to costume 1. Now play loop. And when I start costume 1, then play sound loop. And it plays loop de loop. Plays loop deep loop. We'll stop our sound. Now wait until now stop our sound. Okay, we don't have to. Now let's go to motions. Let's just gotta set the X position and actually no, this can be the X position and the Y position. How would that might be actually no, let's just delete these positions. Okay. Now we're gonna do sky. what we have to do. Let me see what the sound looks like. Duplicate. Okay, can you please duplicate? I want this to. Okay. Now we don't need any options. We just use this option. And yeah, this option. Okay, I just copy, paste. Now let's move. Now let's go down. Okay, delete. Now I just do copy and paste. Okay, copy and that's our sky. Now we got to do the code of him. Now let's start coding. I'll just move this right here. Okay, so switch costume. So there are only two costumes. Now switch costume to costume tree. Now wait 0.1 seconds. Seconds. Okay, seconds. Switch costume to costume 11. Now wait 0.1 seconds. Okay, now switch. Now wait 0.1 seconds. Now let's start coding on Sky. So let's start something. So when flag clicked, when green flag clicked. Let's make a new block called play loop. Now play loop. Now we got to play sound. We don't need one flag. Then we just gonna set the go to X. Okay. Okay, now and that's it. Okay, duplicate. Actually, no, let's just delete that. Now gotta set this play loop right there. Okay, gotta put it right there. Get stop all sounds. Okay, now. Okay. Now and after the cube, let's keep going on the coding on the cube. Now, and on the cube, we're gonna stop. We're gonna play sound. Okay. Okay, and guys, this is a little bit time view, okay? So bye guys, I'll see you on the part 11 on the part 11 on the part 11 you're gonna tell me, Ted, why do you have these things? And I will be like, oh, because I do, because I was like a magic or something. So on the part 11, you gotta make Mr. Sun and Durple. So bye right now.